Everybody on their agenda? Okay, could we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we have an oath of office.
He's not back yet.
Oh, so we'll skip that one for the moment. Okay.
President's report.
So shall we go to the president's report?
Okay. In your written report, a couple of things that I just want to highlight that are in there. We participated in the chamber with the chamber in the city in the Business of the Year Awards. Once again, we sponsored the Green Business of the Year Award, and it was given to Ravens Ridge Bed and Breakfast. They also happen to be one of the clients of the new Santa Fe Small Business Development Center. Our paramedic program that we're restarting this fall is full. We already have a full cohort of 20 students. The students that say they saw it both in the press release and on the website, and they got their applications in right away because we do already have a waiting list. We hosted a tour of the new Higher Education Center construction site a couple of weeks ago for both the Higher Education Department's Capital Projects Division and others, and they all seem to be impressed. Dr. Gonzalez and the marketing department are working on a new brochure to try to recruit more partners for the Higher Education Center as opposed to more students at this point in time. And then I just wanted to once again recognize those members of our staff who got degrees this spring, either from Santa Fe Community College or from other institutions. They include Maria Elias and Nancy Grabowski from the Finance Department, Bernadette Gonzalez from the Registrar's Office, Daniela Gourlay from the Welcome Advising Center, also Jennifer Gourlay and Sigfredo Vigil from the Welcome Advising Center, Carolyn Handelin, who works in our coffee cart. I think everybody knows Carolyn. Giovanni, he's not here, but Giovanni Griego from OIT and Matthew Wallace from OIT. And actually, Matthew got an MBA degree, and Daniela got her bachelor's. And then once again, Tax Help New Mexico had a successful year, prepared over 8,700 tax returns this year. Employee of the Month is the next thing up. So the Pass It Forward Award, Jane Abbott nominated Laura Mulry. So Jane and Laura, you want to come up?
So Laura is the vice.
Assistant Executive Director.
I memorized it and I completely forgot it, but the Assistant Executive Director of Marketing and Public Relations. And I passed it forward to Laura because, first of all, she's incredibly good at what she does. She's really supportive and has been every time I've asked her to help us with TRIO or Phi Theta Kappa or anything else I've been involved with. And she's so cheerful. I don't know how anyone in her position could be as cheerful as she is, even when I accost her in the line in the food service area, which I've done more than once. But she's very responsive and very responsible, and we're lucky to have her here because she's a wonderful person.
Thank you.
You want to say a few words, Laura?
Thank you.
No?
Thank you.
Laura, I just got to add a few words. We do appreciate you. As most of you know, Janet is out after having a medical procedure, and so Laura and Jeff together are keeping us on track through marketing and public relations, so thank you.
Thanks.
The WOW Graham this month is Angela Ortiz nominated Carmen Angel.
They were not able to be here, but on Angela Ortiz's nomination of Carmen, she said that, Carmen, thank you for all your help with my new position, and she particularly mentions that she addresses employee needs and she has a commitment to her coworkers.
Okay.
That's the president's
That it?
report.
Okay, do we have public comments, Donna?
Hello, members of the board. I'm Annie. I'm the outgoing vice president of SGA. And I would just like to bring up the fact that certain things got dropped from our budget for the following year. And I would like you guys to reconsider adding that to the budget. The game that is the gaming access men's education got cut in half. Halloween got cut in half. So in other words, that won't happen. And the preview magazine book for the English students got cut out completely. So I would like you guys to reconsider adding that back in
You might
to the budget.
stick around for that line item.
Yeah, the student.
Temporary resolution on that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Donna?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Then let's go on to the consent agenda, which has two meetings, the May 13th special board meeting and the May 20th regular board meeting. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Then, on the non-consent, we have the financial reports.
Madam Chair, I'm going to be doing the financial reports today. We discussed it in the work session. I think the main thing to report is that we did receive the large local appropriation deposit this week that we were expecting, and it was close to what we had anticipated in total, and that's the main thing. Other than that, the rest of the financials are pretty consistent to what they've been for the last few months, and I'd be glad to try to answer any questions. I think the big thing to note is that the older accounts receivable have started coming in as we get close to year end. Everybody's catching up for closing year end, those that are federal and state situations, and I think that's pretty much it.
All right, and thank you for that new quarterly report that we have, which compares this fiscal year with last fiscal year, and really, I think that's quite helpful to us.
Madam Chair, we're looking at even maybe providing some additional detail. We did meet today to talk about how we could provide you some of the more line item detail. Right now, you just look at instruction in general. We want to be able to try to provide something so you can see what we're spending on salary, benefits, total compensation, maybe some breakdown in operating expenses. And it's something that we're looking at, and we think the board should also be looking at that. So we hope to have that in the future, too.
Thank you. Okay, so we need a motion to approve the financial reports.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next we have a resolution.
Our honoree is
And-
here. Did she come in?
Okay.
Where did Casey go?
Did she leave? Okay,
You want to go back and do the swearing?
we'll go back and swear in Willie. So, where should we do that?
Right there.
Right here?
No,
Up front.
Willie's asking.
Right up here.
Sorry, todos in the laboratory.
Okay, you have to stand up. And you have to raise your right hand. And you're going to repeat after me. This is the oath of office. I, William Torres Longo, do solemnly swear
I, William Torres Longo, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution and laws of the state of New Mexico,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of New Mexico,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
the duties of the office of member, Santa Fe Community College Board, Santa Fe, New Mexico,
the duties of the office as a member, Santa Fe Community College Board, Santa Fe, New Mexico,
which I am about to enter
which I am about to enter
according to the law and to the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability. So help me God.
Hey.
Now you get to sit up here.
And you get to sit right over there.
Billy, you'll sit up here.
Okay. You're graduating.
Did Casey come back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can't you see the graduate out there?
Oh, there she is.
Come on up, Casey.
Okay.
We have the,
Right here.
see
This
how I
thing?
get-
Oh. Do I read this or you?
You. You can do it.
All right.
If you want me to. Okay.
I'm not going
Go
there.
out there,
I'm gonna go
yeah.
out there. It's long. They're gonna make me read the whole thing. Okay. So Casey, a resolution of the Santa Fe Community College Governing Board to recognize exemplary service by Casey Allen. Whereas Casey first served Santa Fe Community College as a student worker in 1988, and whereas by later that year, her extraordinary talent was recognized and she began teaching on a part-time faculty contract. And whereas she swiftly became the coordinator of the computer lab at the college, helping students and faculty alike discover the wonders of technology. And whereas by 2006, Casey was again serving SFCC full-time as the coordinator of online learning and later web applications manager. And whereas in August of 2011, she stepped in to lead the Office of Information Technology, providing a high degree of student, faculty, and staff service, and supporting IT team members in their work and professional development. And, done too much. And whereas Casey made a further critical contribution to SFCC with her appointment last year's interim Chief Information Technology Officer. And whereas over the last quarter century, Casey Allen has made a tremendous impact on students through hundreds of classroom hours, and more than 100 courses, has influenced careers, improved technology services, and provided leadership to the campus in countless situations in critical times. And whereas throughout her distinguished career at SFCC, whether serving on committees or task forces or responding to emergency situations, Casey has been a courageous and dedicated voice, always advocating for better technology to serve the needs of the campus. Now, therefore, be it resolved that in grateful appreciation, the Governing Board of Santa Fe Community College recognizes Casey Allen by the awarding of this resolution. We thank her for her devotion and many contributions to this college. Adopted this 24th day of June.
Yeah. Get some pictures.
Okay, because it's too hard with this light.
Oh.
She's got her graduation.
Oh, yeah, the 30th.
No, you can fit it.
Hang it like a tassel.
This is the box for it. And here's your fitness pass.
I'm sorry. Get a little bit closer.
Here comes the tech
All
guys.
right.
The look on your face is priceless.
1, 2, 3.
Sorry, but the light is too hard the
Yeah.
other way. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Gold-plated.
Oh, this is the gold-plated
Yeah,
pass.
yeah, that's the.
That's the great one. Oh, that came in here. That's what was there.
Thank you.
Resolution of OSGA.
Got your motions ready?
You're sitting.
I'm standing.
You're standing.
That's good. Madam Chair, Mr. President, members of the governing board, and esteemed colleagues. Know how sometimes, actually quite often, our students settle in here at SFCC and stay with us? Well, you're looking at probably the oldest SFCC student that wouldn't leave. I actually graduated from SFCC 25 years ago. I got an AAS in computer science, and it launched me in my IT career. It might be surprising to some of you to know that I touched my first computer during a word processing class at SFCC in 1985. We used WordStar on the original IBM PCs, dual floppy drives, no hard disk, green text on the monitors. It was love at first sight. I'm such a geek, what can I say? I came to SFCC as a young mother on a mission to recover from my first failed attempt at college. I'd been sent to college right out of high school, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I had a bag full of bad attitude that came from a troubled childhood. And so I sort of wasted my time, and I wasted my parents' money the first time, and quit before I got my degree in psychology, which is what I was working on. So I came to SFCC as a young mother on a mission. And it was to recover from that first failed attempt at college. Oh, I already said that. Sorry. When I reached my 30s, I wanted a second chance, and that's what SFCC gave me. What is SFCC if not the home of second chances? And the home of first chances, too. The caring and supportive faculty and staff who I encountered here guided me back to a productive career path, gave me confidence that I sorely needed, and stuck with me until I reached my goals. My experiences here have given me motivation to continue, and I got my education and I got my advanced degree in computer science, thanks to the start here at SFCC. And the rest, as they say, is history. My story, my SFCC story, is not original. This stuff happens here every day. As an SFCC employee, my greatest joys in working here have been to bear witness to the transformation that we make in people's lives every day as they try to improve themselves and to improve their lives. Also, to work in an environment that's full of hope and positive change, and to be part of a team of people who truly care about the well-being of their fellow human beings. I can't imagine how many other fields of employment offer that kind of gratification. Somehow, this feels like a graduation to me. I know that retirement is supposed to be about slowing down, and it feels like my life is just beginning again, and I'm so excited about it. I'll always be deeply grateful for my time here and for the experiences that I've had. I will always love this place, and you, my friends, mi familia, who make it happen every day. Thank you, and God bless you all for your good hearts, your passion, and your dedication to this most important work that we do. My original mentor at SFCC was Bill Witter, the college's founding president. He was a man of great vision and commitment. Dr. Witter had a gentle way of reminding us in our staff meetings and in person during one of his not so infrequent regular drop-ins into my office
who we actually work for. It's our students, it's the community of Santa Fe, and ultimately it's for our world. He had a way of tying it all together into a higher calling, if you would. His words made a lasting impression on me, and I've strived to live by them ever since. So in the name of Dr. Witter and myself, I ask you to always remember what this is all truly about. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart, support each other in our mission. If you do, you cannot fail. And I will be close by watching. So be careful how you spend my tax money. Thank you.
That's lovely.
Thank you, Casey. All right, let's go on to the SGA Constitution. And Willie, do you want to say anything about the Constitution?
Yes, in the last meeting we have, we agreed to make some change in the sentences about for get together the language in the legal way. And about that, also we want to make we're going to asking to the students again to make the modification to the constitutions we have to do, so attemperate to the concerns to the Santa Fe Community College Board in September, and then get back for the approval for the SGA.
So you all had met and discussed and came up with this Constitution, and then we just had a couple of word changes.
Yes, a couple of words we have to make.
Which we would like to pass tonight, and then you'll take it back and make sure everybody's good.
We're going to get back to the SGA and then bring back to the board.
Make sure the language is accepted.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Madam Chair, I move the approval of the SGA Constitution with 2 amendments. The suggestion of different language in Article 3, Section 4. Our disagreement was with the word overseas, so we are asking to change the word from overseas to monitors, so that Section 4 would read, SGA monitors all funds collected by the Student Government Association fees. The second amendment is in Article 11, Section 2. The SGA president presents the approved budget to the SGA governing board for final approval, and the new language is a sentence that is added. The SGA governing board has authority to approve, reject, or modify the Student Government Association budget. So with those 2 amendments, I move approval of the SGA Constitution.
The SFCC government.
SFCC, what did I say?
SGA board.
SFCC.
Okay. There's a motion, second? Any discussion, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is the SGA budget. So we did have discussion of the budget in our work session, and just had a couple of concerns that we think can be worked out by the SGA after they come back in September. Willie, do you want to?
Yeah, Willie, you want me to address that?
Yeah, okay.
So after the discussions we had, what we want to do is approve part of the budget and then save the rest until after the students come back in September. So the recommendation is going to be to approve the $14,000 for the estimated club seed money, the $3,500 for the club incentive money, the $20,000 for the executive budget, and the $22,750 for the student activities budget. And that'll leave $39,750 yet to be allocated, and administration will work with student government on examining some of those things. We're going to fully fund, if we approve this change, we'll fully fund all the activities that were really planned for the fall and we'll work on some of those agreements to fund some of the items that were discussed earlier that were being cut.
I move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, all of these are written reports.
Can we do the upgrade update on, you want to do the, is Jill here for the, yeah, there you go, right in front of me. You want to do the update on the AQUIP pathway?
Yes.
That's the only one we didn't really discuss.
Okay.
Madam Chair, Mr. President, board members, a number of members of the AQUIP steering team attended the Higher Education Commission's conference in April, and they made major changes to the AQUIP process. So I wanted to take this opportunity to update you on what those changes are and how we proceed from here. First of all, it's now the AQUIP pathway. There are 3 pathways under the Higher Learning Commission for accreditation: the AQUIP pathway, the open pathway, and the standard pathway. We're going to continue on the AQUIP pathway. It is our method of accreditation. It's based on a continuous quality improvement model, and they have made the following changes. So the categories have been reduced from 9 to 6, and I'll go over those. The cycle is now 8 years. It was a sort of odd, almost like 2 against 3 rhythm cycle where it was 7 years, but some of the things were even, and so they've now evened it up, and it makes a lot more sense. And then we have our major self-study called a systems portfolio due in about a year, so I would anticipate that I'll be sitting here a year from now presenting that to you and giving you an update. So we haven't been officially notified of this, but based on an educated guess, this is where I think we'll be. So our year 1 was 2013-14. We will have action projects going every year, and we'll have an annual update for all of those action projects. And I mentioned those last time I was here. The strategy forum is a planning forum. It can be done either now on campus or in their facility in Illinois. We are probably going to be one of the pilots, I think, for on campus for our next one. That's what we're requesting, because then we can get the entire campus community involved and not just the leadership. So we'll see how that plays out. The system portfolio is due then in years 3 and 7. That's a 4-year study. The federal compliance review is just one of those sort of grueling things that we have to do to prove that we're in compliance with financial aid and notification and a lot of other kinds of things. The comprehensive quality review is that site visit that you may remember from 2012. And then the commission action eventually would be to reaffirm our accreditation or do some other action, but presumably reaffirm. So we have categories and we have criteria, and this can get a little confusing. But the categories just give us that continuous quality improvement framework, and the criteria are the actual standards that all colleges accredited by the Higher Learning Commission have to meet in order to continue with their accreditation. So the new categories are helping students learn, which has not changed. That's our primary category. When we write the system portfolio, we'll devote probably 55 pages out of 125 to helping students learn. Then the second category, meeting student and other key stakeholder needs. So are we in touch with all of those different input mechanisms and approval? It's changed from valuing people to valuing employees, so a little more focused on the college and its employees. Planning and leading, that's our strategic planning piece. Knowledge management and resource stewardship is financial, OIT, all those kinds of support services. And then the quality overview, how are we doing, what level of development are we at in our quality journey? And then finally, the criteria. So criterion 1 is about our mission. Criteria 2 is about integrity, that we're operating ethically and responsibly, and there are some very focused questions on that. Criterion 3 is the first half of teaching and learning, and that is quality, resources, and support. Criterion 4, again, teaching and learning. This is actually on our evaluation and improvement, the assessment, the common student learning outcomes, those kinds of things. And then Criterion 5 is our resources planning and institutional effectiveness. So if you want a more detailed breakdown of what we actually have to qualify, I would be happy to provide that for you. It's not the world's most exciting reading, but that's basically where we're at, and I certainly look forward to all of your support in the next year as many of us go through this huge writing project.
Great. Any comments, questions?
So where do student learning outcomes fit in? In the 3 or 4?
In the criterion, I believe mostly in 4. There are some in 3. It just kind of depends on the aspect of it. More specifically, it's all in helping students learn. The very first question set, so there's a process question, a results question, and an improvements question. The first one is on common student learning outcomes. The second is on program learning outcomes. And then we talk about program design, program quality, program integrity.
Thank you.
Other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, with all the other written reports we've gone through, the enrollment update for summer was great. Enrollment's doing quite well. We have any board reports? Okay, our next board meeting, July 15th. And we will be,
Madam Chair, just to remind everybody, we're probably going to have that board meeting start at 6. We're going to do a longer work session to work on policy reviews, and we don't anticipate there'll be too many major decision items on that agenda. So most likely we're going to do a work session from 3 to 6, and then a board meeting started at 6.
okay. So, this was the shortest meeting we've had in ages, yes. So we need to go into closed session for the purposes of personnel issues.
Madam Chair, I move that we move into closed session for purposes of discussion of pending or threatened litigation pursuant to state regulation and limited personnel matters also pursuant to New Mexico state legislation.
Any, okay? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, thank you all for coming. We'll see you. Yeah.